Hello everyone! Today in this video I'm going to outline, discuss and briefly summarize the research that I have been investigating the entire semester regarding junior TFL students' perceptions towards self-assessment in foreign language learning. The agenda for the video is here on the screen. As you can see, first I'm going to start with the purpose of the research and end up with conclusion. So the purpose of the study is to identify and analyze the perceptions of junior TFL students regarding self-assessment in foreign language learning. As we know, student-centered approaches are being used in many language classes in various educational institutions. Moreover, only a student himself knows his or her own abilities, and only a student can assess his inner knowledge and understandings, progress in learning a new language, whether the language that is learned has any kinds of results in their personal real lives, and other unseen progress that cannot be assessed by a teacher. That's why self-assessment exists, and as students may have different opinions towards self-assessment, this research investigates this question. So as you can see from the screen, there are two research questions. The first is, what are the attitudes of junior TFL students regarding self-assessment in learning a foreign language? And second is, what are the benefits and drawbacks of using self-assessment in learning a foreign language? So the participants were from the Faculty of Education and Humanities, junior students of 2 foreign languages in Süleyman Demirel University. And the reason for choosing particularly these students is because the students in that faculty learn additional foreign languages. Therefore, it was highly likely that they have used self-assessment when learning a foreign language. And as it turned out, many students have in fact an understanding about self-assessment and its importance, its advantages and disadvantages, and some of them have even used self-assessment when learning a foreign language. And in general, there were 30 participants. And the mixed method was used to collect the data, which is a combination of both qualitative and quantitative approaches. Quantitative data such as multiple choice, multiple selection, Likert scale were analyzed statistically, while qualitative data that include 2 open-ended questions at the end of the questionnaire were analyzed thematically. Thematic analysis was used because it was essential to find out participants' perceptions and feelings. And as a data collection tool, as we can see from the screen, the survey was conducted among the students. The questionnaire included not only Likert scale, multiple choice and multiple selection questions, but there were also 2 open-ended questions as well, in order the participants could freely express their own opinion and perceptions. And participants were also given an opportunity to write their own options at the end of each question in the others section. These are the literatures and studies that were used and mentioned in the present study in this research, and mostly the researcher emphasized the studies of Blue, Oscarson, Bleblanche and McGeever, as they were the ones that were more similar to this research and to this field. Here are the research stages. First, the researcher reviewed all previous literature and studies related to self-assessment in language classes. Then the questions were prepared to ask from participants. After getting some feedback on those questions, the final version of questionnaire was created. Then, before disseminating the questionnaire, the researcher sent a consent letter to the participants in order to get their agreement to participate. After the data was collected, the researchers started to analyze the results and findings by summing up all the findings and categorizing them. Finally, after the research was completed. Overall, the present findings confirm that junior TFL students have a positive attitude towards self-assessment. As you can see from the screen, this is the result of Likert scale questions, where the students had to show their level of agreement with 9 statements, and none of the statements had mean score above 2, which means that many students have a positive attitude towards self-assessment in foreign language learning. The results of multiple choice questions also show us positive results, and that students have understanding what is self-assessment and when, how, why it is needed and used. These are the checkbox questions. As you can notice, the highest number of choices was the third statement. 90% of the students think that self-assessment can help students to be more aware about their strengths and weaknesses. And then you can see other statements and their percentages. Finally, the researcher gradually moved to open-ended questions to the qualitative data. The answers were broken down into the themes. Now let's start with the advantages. So, as it can be noticed from the first section, some students mentioned the development of mental skills such as self-esteem, confidence, judgmental skills. Students said that it helps to improve mental skills, helps to obtain adequate self-esteem, and other. Also, a very interesting factor was mentioned by two respondents that self-assessment is needed not only in the classroom but also out of it, and students in the first section highlighted motivation, and the next 5 participants mentioned about the mistakes and about reflection on one's own work and knowledge, and participants in the last section highlighted independence and autonomy as a benefit of self-assessment. And the disadvantages were divided only into 2 parts. If some students mentioned the positive effects of self-assessment previously about mental development, others on the other hand said that students can be insecure or afraid of themselves and afraid of assessing themselves, and they can be insecure about their level of a foreign language. And the other majority of participants mostly emphasized the ignorance, lack of knowledge, and failure to access accurately. To sum up everything that has been stated so far, junior TEFL students have a positive attitude towards self-assessment and know about its advantages and disadvantages. Moreover, the research questions were answered and the main goals were achieved. The only limitation of the study was limited by the number of participants. There were 30 participants, however, ideally it could be more, and future research should be conducted in more realistic settings to find out the perceptions of other students towards self-assessment, about its importance, significance, benefits, and drawbacks. Moreover, further research should take into account the number of participants and the investigation of self-assessment in foreign language learning among other higher institutions, and conduct an experiment to collect a larger sample. All in all, I really like the whole process of conducting my own research, and I was really interested in self-assessment as a future teacher, and I'm really grateful to my teacher for giving me such an opportunity to experience conducting research. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye.